Hi, Mrs. Jones. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm okay.
All right. Well, my name is Danny, and I'm going to be your occupational therapist today. And I have noticed that you have reported memory as one of your problems since your bout with encephalitis.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay, so today I'm going to administer the contextual memory test, which is an assessment that's going to look at your recall and your memory capacity. Is that okay?
Yeah, I can't believe this is happening to me.
I know, I'm sorry, but we're going to work through it a bit today, okay? So first I'm going to ask you some questions about your memory. Some of the questions have multiple choice answers, and you can just let me know which answer best describes your memory.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is, have you noticed any changes in your memory?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, okay. How would you rate your memory capacity now in comparison to a year ago or before your encephalitis? So would you say you're at 0%, 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100%?
Probably 25%.
Okay. And if you studied 20 objects for 30 seconds, how many of them do you think you would be able to remember?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I know it's hard, but can you try to give me an estimate?
Maybe like 5 or 6.
Okay. And how many do you think you would have recalled before the encephalitis?
Maybe like 15.
Okay. So for the next 4 questions, the answers are going to be on a scale from 1 to 5. 1 is almost all the time, and 5 is almost never. So how frequently do you forget things that happened the day before on this scale?
Almost all the time.
Okay. And how frequently do you forget important details?
Almost all the time.
How frequently do you forget things that people have told you?
Probably like 3/4 of the time.
Okay. How frequently do you forget things that have happened a few minutes ago?
1/4 of the time.
And will you remember facts about this form a week from now?
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay, great. So now I'm going to show you pictures of some objects. You will have 90 seconds to study them, and afterwards I will ask you to tell me what you can remember.
Okay.
And let me know if you aren't sure of what the name of any of the objects is. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready? So now, can you tell me everything that you just saw?
Okay. So there was a waitress, and a menu, a knife, a fork, a spoon, a sandwich, cake, coffee, soda, a plate, a table and a chair,
Can you remember any other ones?
I think that's all I can remember.
Okay, so I have a couple more questions for us to answer together. Can you tell me how difficult this task was for you? 1 is easy, 2 is somewhat difficult, and 3 is very difficult.
It was somewhat difficult.
Okay, and how do you feel your memory was on this task as compared to how you would have done before the encephalitis? 1 is no change, 2 minimal change, 3 moderate change, you feel like you would have recalled more than 50%, and 4 is a big change, you would have recalled more than 75%.
Probably moderate change.
Okay. And approximately how many items did you remember? More than, I'm sorry, I have some choices for you. More than 3/4, 3/4, 1/2, 1/4, or less than a fourth?
1/2.
Okay. Can you estimate for me the number of objects that you remember?
Maybe like 10.
Okay. And how many objects were there altogether?
Let me think for a second. It's 20, right?
Okay. And when you were studying the information, was there anything you did to try to help you remember?
I thought of a restaurant.
Okay. Can you give me an example of how you used that restaurant theme to help you remember?
I thought of like a waitress bringing a menu and eating.
Okay. So, great. A little while ago, I showed you some pictures of things. Can you tell me all the items that you remember?
Oh, this is hard. There was a fork, a spoon, a waitress, a steak, some coffee, dessert, I think a fork, candles, I'm guessing.
Okay. Can you remember any other ones?
Oh, a waitress.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's all I can remember.
Okay, so I have a couple more questions for us to answer together. Can you tell me how difficult this task was for you? 1 is easy, 2 is somewhat difficult, 3 is very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Okay. And how do you feel that your memory was on this task as compared to how you would have done before the encephalitis? Was there no change, minimal change, moderate change where you would have recalled more than 50%, or a big change where you would have recalled more than 75%?
There's a big change.
Okay. Approximately how many items did you remember? More than 3/4, 3/4, 1/2, 1/4, or less than a fourth?
Only a quarter. My memory's so bad.
That's okay, you're doing great. So, can you estimate the number of items that you remember for me?
Maybe like 5.
And how many items were there altogether?
There was 20.
Okay. And when you were studying the information, was there anything you did to help you remember the second time?
I used groups to remember.
Okay. Can you give me an example of the type of group you used?
So like remembering things that are by restaurant.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Jones.